Hey, Joe the Tender here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to work backwards with either a laminate floor or a vinyl plank. It's both the same. As long as it has a locking system, they're identically installed. And in this video I'm going to show you how I use some different methods where you can work backwards to make it a lot easier. Now, working backwards means that you're going to slide that female end into the male end instead of vice versa, which is the way that you really want to go, is slide the male end into the female end. It's just a lot simpler, and that's how the laminates and the vinyl planks are designed to install. Now, when you're working into multiple areas, you can't always work forward. Most of the time, you're always going to have areas where you have to work backwards. So this is a great video to watch to see the kind of methods that I use to really simplify that process, and I really do. I have some great tips here, so hey, let's watch. Okay, so I want to show you here real quick what the difference between the male and the female end is. This is the female end, and this is the male end. Again, here's the female end and the male end. Now, the male end usually slides into the female end, but while we're working backwards here, there's the male end. We want to slide a piece in, a scrap piece. Now, I cut this one down so that it's nice and flat. It's a little smaller so I can use my tapping block, but you want to slide that female end into the male, and that is what you're going to use to force the laminate into joint. Now, what I do here is I stick that in the butt joint there, the cross joint, and I get it as close as I can so that when I slide that laminate down, it clears the male end. And now it will sit at a slight angle, and I'm not forcing or putting any pressure on the laminate, and I just tap it in. So here you go. I'll show you a little close up here. So I slid the laminate into the cross joint. I set it down so it cleared that male joint and laid flat. Now I'm going to try to lift a little bit. I'm going to pull it towards me with my hand, hold it at a little bit of an angle, and tap. See how it just comes together nicely. Now, that laminate will stay at a slight angle until you pound it together. Once it gets into joint, then it lays flat. And so when I do this, now if I put this board in right here and I lift ever so slightly, the board next to it can come out of joint a little bit. And this tends to happen a little bit more when you're working backwards than it will when you're working the correct way of sliding the male into the female. But the easy way to go about this is just to go back and tap all of the boards that you just installed one more time. Now, it makes the process a little slower, but it also reassures that all of your planks are staying in place and locked together throughout your entire row that you're installing. Okay, so now I got a little closer to the wall here, and I'm still going to install this laminate the same exact way that I showed you, except for now I'm going to use this drive bar. Now, this is a tool that you can get online. I'll put a link below so that you can click on that and find a drive bar that you can use during your installation. You are going to need to use a drive bar at some point, I'm sure. You can buy these at the home improvement stores, but I'll give you a link to a little more quality, to one that has a little more higher quality. And you can see that I just use a mallet there to pound. You can also use a hammer, but a rubber mallet's a little better. And again, I just continue to do the same things that we talked about earlier. Now, I planed this, and I'm gluing it. What I'm using, this is a vinyl plank. I'm using Gorilla Glue. It's a clear Gorilla Glue. It takes a little bit longer to dry, but it gives you some working time. And I was able to cut under this enough where I could slide this forward, and while it was sitting under here, then I glued. I glued this, and then I glued this. And you can see I just put a little bead in there, so it's not going to squirt out. And now I'm just going to slide it together, and then I'm going to tape it. This is tap. I use a cheater board, but this is tap. This is my tapping board. So I protect that male end. The female end you can beat on a little bit with the tapping block, but With the male end, you don't want to, so you slide that in. I'm kind of pressing it a little bit. There's a little bit of a wave in this floor, so I have to kind of work it into the joint. Then I just take some duct tape, or blue tape if you want, but duct tape sticks a little better to vinyl plank. Just hold it. Press down, and pull, press down again and rip. Now if it leaves a residue, you can always use denatured alcohol. That's how that's how you work into, well, that's how it's going to make it easier for your layout. Just make sure you get your plank in halfway in between the jambs. Okay.
So that's how you do it?
Okay, so now I've showed you how to work backwards. And with working backwards, you should be able to get through any installation that you have, any kind of different area that you have. Now you might have a whole room that you might need to work backwards in to avoid putting a transition in a doorway. And now that I've shown you how you do that, you see that you can do it. It just takes a little bit more time, but it really isn't as difficult as it could be without using some of the methods that I just showed you. So hey, if I helped you at all, I want you to hit the like button for me. I really appreciate it. It helps me with YouTube. Leave a comment below. If you have a question that you need answered right away, go to a link below here in the description to my Facebook page. That is where I'm going to be able to get your question answered a lot quicker. It alerts me quicker, so I'm able to get on there and answer your questions. Also, there's a link below where you can check out Laminate University. Now, if you join Laminate University, not only will you get all my videos commercial free, you'll get closer access to me. If you have a print or a drawing of your area and you need help with that, I'm going to help you one-on-one with that. So be sure to go and check that out. I just don't have time to help everyone here on YouTube. So if you come to Laminate University, sign up for a membership. I promise I'm going to be able to help you a lot better. So go check that out. Hey, I'm Joe Latender. Thanks for watching.